There's a button on your remote most people press once and never touch again. Hold it down while a video is playing, and YouTube starts answering questions about what's on screen without stopping the video. That's the first of 9 features that quietly changed on smart TVs this year, and it's not even the biggest one. One decides what plays after this video before you've even touched the remote. One locks the whole app down with a code a curious grandchild can't guess. One stops you from scrubbing through a timeline to find the part you actually want. And the last one changes what happens the moment a video ends, the exact second most people give up and put the remote down. Press that same button while a video's playing, or press up or down to bring up the video's details and tap the small star-shaped icon, and you get a conversational tool that answers questions about exactly what you're watching without pausing it. Picture a travel video about getting around Tokyo. Instead of pausing to search separately for train fares, you ask directly, and the answer comes back while the footage keeps rolling. Ask a long documentary to catch you up on what happened 10 minutes ago. Ask a cooking video what a specific ingredient was, or where a particular scene in a home renovation video actually started. Ask a review to clarify a spec it only mentioned once, in passing. It's built to run alongside the video, not interrupt it, which is the part almost everyone misses. Until recently, this only worked for paying subscribers and only on phones. Not anymore. If you tried something like this before and it wasn't there, that's exactly why. You weren't missing a step, the feature simply hadn't reached your TV yet. That same button, pressed quickly instead of held, opens something simple, and it is the one most people are still ignoring. Typing a search on a TV means clicking through an on-screen keyboard, one letter at a time, with a remote that was not built for it. Press the mic instead and just say what you are looking for, something vague like kitchen renovation ideas or something exact, down to a title. Either way, it works, and it skips the keyboard entirely. Finding videos faster is only half of it, though. What's more surprising is what happens after you've found something. YouTube has probably been choosing what you watch next for months, quietly, without you ever agreeing to it. Once a video ends, YouTube already has the next one lined up behind the scenes, and on Wi-Fi, it can keep running for hours straight, one video sliding into another, without you ever choosing any of them. That's not an accident. It is a default, not a rule, and it can be switched off entirely. Settings, then autoplay, on or off. Turn it off and you get back the pause where you actually decide what's next instead of drifting into whatever got queued up for you. Controlling what plays is one convenience. Here's a smaller one, sitting right next to it. YouTube has also been quietly deciding who's watching. Anyone in a shared Google family group, a partner, a visiting grandchild, anyone with a supervised account, now shows up right on the TV's sign-in screen, automatically. No re-entering passwords, no digging through settings to switch accounts. Anyone you don't want appearing there can be removed individually, one profile at a time, without turning the whole feature off. That's the convenient version of keeping accounts straight. There's a stricter one too, for anyone who wants more than an opt-out toggle. A 4-digit code, set once inside settings under parent code, locks everything outside the accounts meant for kids. No switching to an adult profile, no watching signed out without entering it first. Removing a profile from the TV requires that same code, so once it's set, it isn't something undone by accident. Convenience. Security. This next one is closer to solving a mystery. If you've ever wondered why YouTube suddenly looked softer than usual on your TV, or kept stalling every few minutes for no obvious reason, the answer usually isn't the TV itself. It is quietly adjusting quality on its own based on your connection. Inside a video, open Settings, select Quality, and lock in a resolution yourself instead of letting the app guess. High definition holds up fine around 5 megabits per second. 4K wants closer to 15 to 25 megabits per second. That single setting is often the real explanation behind a problem most people assume is just how their TV behaves. Convenience, security, mystery. This next one is a daily frustration almost everyone's just learned to live with. Anyone who's tried scrubbing through a 40-minute video with nothing but a TV remote already knows exactly how painful that guessing game is. No trackpad, no precise seeking, just a timeline bar and blind luck. That's changing too. Some videos now include a segment panel right in the description, breaking the video into named sections you can jump to directly, the same chapter navigation phones and laptops have had for years. Finally reaching the TV. Skip straight past a 20-minute intro. Land exactly on the one section of a repair video that actually applies to your model. Or jump straight to the verdict in a review you've already half-watched before. It only shows up when the creator adds it themselves, so not every video has it. But when it's there, a 40-minute video turns into something you can navigate in seconds instead of guessing your way through it. One small bonus sitting right next to it. Like counts are now visible on the TV too. A quick read on a video before you commit your time to it. Not every discovery here solves a problem. One of them is just there to look good. Pull up an official artist's channel and hover over shuffle or radio and the entire screen changes. A full screen preview built from that artist's own header imagery, turning a simple playback button into something that actually feels like part of the performance. It does not fix anything or save any time. It is just a small piece of polish most people scroll straight past without ever pausing on it. Every one of these makes YouTube feel less like guesswork. But the moment most people actually give up on a video is not in the middle. It is right at the end. For years, a video ending on a TV meant a few seconds of dead air, a countdown, or a jarring autoplay while you fumbled for the remote to decide what happens next. That's been quietly replaced. As a video wraps up, a teaser now shows exactly what's coming next, laid out clearly enough that you can decide in a second whether to keep going or stop there. That in-between moment is one of the most well-documented drop-off points in streaming. And instead of leaving it to silence and a countdown clock, you now get to see what's next before deciding anything at all. None of this needed a new TV, a firmware update, or anything you had to go looking for. It was already sitting there, waiting, the entire time you assumed the TV app was just a smaller version of the one on your phone. Start with the microphone button and see for yourself how much of it was hiding in plain sight.